Hello there, it's me, Todd Walters. All right, listen, I want to thank you for watching this video and officially welcome you to Craig Proctor System Platinum. Okay, so you know all about this and you're probably pretty excited to be a part of what we're doing here in this Craig Proctor system. But I'm going to walk you through what should happen here within the first week. As a matter of fact, you're going to get videos from me pretty much on a weekly basis here that are just walking you through a simple checklist of really what should be. It doesn't matter whether you're selling 5 houses or whether you're selling 500 homes a year. You're part of this system, and here's what I know about you. You want it to grow. You want personal growth. You want professional growth. So here's the best way to go about it. Look at this as a franchise. Look at it as a franchise. It's the first thing that you want to do, okay? And what I mean by franchise, problems with most of our members are, if they have problems at all, it's because they're distracted by the things going on around their business as well as in it. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You wake up every day, you get pulled right into being a real estate agent, pulled right into putting out fires and all those other things. And we got to run this thing. But as with any franchise, it's really a matter of implementation of systems. And most of the issues, if you implement the system properly, most of your issues go away. Okay? And you end up with a business. So let's make sure we're starting out on that track first. Craig and I, your coach, and everybody associated with our system here, we want you to have the business that your heart desires. The business that your heart desires. So again, whether you're doing 5 transactions or 500, this checklist is to help you better implement the systems versus being distracted by things like that. So we got a plan here. So I'm going to walk you through what should happen in the first week. It's about a 10-minute, 15-minute video, and I think it'll help you. And if it doesn't, you let me know. Okay, so let's go ahead and agree today that any lack of progression over time with the system, there has to be communication from you to your coach, to me, to Craig. We want to know, because this is the quantum leap system, not the stay the same or the incremental gain system or anything like that, right? Good. Okay, so what should be happening in week 1 here? All right, first of all, you should have this checklist. We gave it to you when you came on board, okay? And I'm just going to walk you through it, even though you can read and that sort of thing. But some of the things I'm going to tell you right now and show you, they're going to help you better go about doing this, okay? All right, great. So first of all, again, whether you're doing 5 transactions or 500, your routine equals your results. So if you study very successful people, they probably have a different routine than you do. People that are more successful than you typically have a different routine than you. Agreed? Great. So there you go. In order to transform what you have right now into what you want it to be, you've got to disrupt at times your routine. Okay, so that's how I want you to go about thinking this through on a regular basis. And what you're going to get from me as we move forward is more of that. I'm going to come up with ways to help you change the way you think about things and what you think about. Right? There you go. What you think about, how you think about things. Those are the 2 things I'm going to be all over you on for a long time to come. So you can look at that as leadership training. Leadership training. All right. So we'll get into that as we move forward. All right. So again, officially, welcome to Platinum. It's been a lot of fun doing this with people like you over these years. And I'm looking forward to watching you just do amazing things with your life in this business and watching it all play out. So I want to thank you for that on behalf of Craig and everybody in our system. Okay, now, so let's walk through real quickly what should happen here over the first few days of moving forward. And again, I'm going to be pushing this agenda on you for quite some time in the future. My assessment is that the first 6 months are critical to your long-term success. If we can make some changes here in the first 6 months over and above what you're doing right now, you're going to accomplish your heart's desire, your vision for your business much faster. And I'm sure you would agree with that, right? Great. Okay. So you can watch his videos through that I send you like this, 15-minute video. This one may be longer than some of the others just based on it being the first one. But you can also go back and rewatch it and rewatch it. I'd recommend you do that if you're serious about working on your business and making all this happen. All right. So before I get into these week 1 activities and give you some gold nuggets on them, let me show you something. This is called the working on your business system. Okay, I'll blow this up so that you can see it a bit more. So I want you to run your business like this. You got a to-do list, you have a big initiatives list, and you have an issues list, and you have a weekly scorecard. So we're going to be working on these. You don't need to know and do all of these things immediately, but you need to know about them. A to-do list, a big initiatives list, an issues list, and a weekly scorecard. Okay, so what are the differences here, and what do these mean? Well, a to-do list, which are simple to-dos that you can do pretty much within a week's time, you're going to manage that to-do list from Platinum Webinar to Platinum Webinar. So we do Platinum Webinars, as you know, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the first 4 Tuesdays of every month. The first 4 Tuesdays of every month, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's me and you on a webinar with other Platinum members, and we're working on your to-do list, moving the business forward towards your heart's desire. Great. Okay, so manage that to-do list from webinar to webinar. Add things to it, scratch things off. Add things to it, scratch things off from webinar to webinar. So it gives you a really good reason to be on the webinars. Okay, next is your initiatives list. Your initiatives list you're going to manage from conference to conference. So conference is not the right word. The word really should be meetings. Conference means it's optional. It's like a place to go and everybody gets together and has fun. No, this is an off-site meeting. So whether it's in Anaheim or Toronto or Orlando or Atlanta or wherever we're doing it, my expectation is that you're coming to the meetings. If you had a McDonald's franchise and you didn't show up to the meetings, you're going to get penalized by McDonald's Corporation. So financially, they come down on people who don't show up to the trainings and the meetings. So my expectation is that you're really into this and you're going to get on planes and in cars and you're going to come to these things, because that's how you're going to form your big initiatives list. If you're serious about achieving your heart's desire versus just being a real estate agent or being comfortable in your lifestyle, you'll really do this. Okay, so an initiatives list, some people call it a rocks list, that's added to, okay, and things are being scratched off and done from meeting to meeting, live meeting to live meeting, conference to a conference. So you got that? Okay. Then we have our issues list. Okay, an issues list is just what it is, problems, issues. This is what you're going to do from consult to consult. So you got a coach. Your coach is going to have this issues list, and from your consultation to a consultation is you're going to be solving issues. Prioritize an issue and solve it. Imagine if you could solve one issue on every consult. That'd be awesome. That's a game changer, man. Okay, and a scorecard are measurables. Okay, a scorecard is measurable. So eventually here, you're going to be circulating a scorecard on a weekly basis, and everybody on your team, everybody in your business is going to play differently when you keep score. If you're flying solo right now, that's okay, because this scorecard will be a part of your future. Okay, it will be a game changer. Great. So the directive here, as we move forward, the thing I want you to get out of this video is that you're going to prioritize and you're going to solve at least one issue on each coaching consult. And if you are not hanging up the phone with your coach with a solution to an issue, we're going to consider that pretty much a failed consultation. Okay, you can get questions answered on the fly. You can do those on these webinars. You've got to solve the issues. Okay, so try to get one issue solved on every consult. All right, great. Now, just real quickly, the to-do list is the first step. It is simply a list of things that can be done within a very short period of time. Okay, maybe in a day, maybe a bit longer, but hey, within a week or two, these things need to be scratched off. These are to-dos. Okay, so like I said, you're going to use the Platinum webinars to manage your to-do list. Okay, I would make a commitment to be on every Platinum webinar, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, every Tuesday, the first 4 Tuesdays of the month. But carve out 2 hours, as I'm telling you right here in this directive. Okay? So we're going to call this mandated work on the business time. 2 hours. Okay? The first 1.5 hours is going to be you and me on the coaching session. Okay? Everybody get that? The first 2 hours. Okay? The first hour and a half. Yeah, let me get myself together here. First hour and a half on the session. That's the webinar. Okay? The last 30 minutes is you managing your to-do list. Right? And then at 6 p.m., you're going to zip that over to your coach. Share your to-do list with your coach. Share your big initiatives list with the coach. Share your issues list with your coach. That's what they want to know. That's how we're going to measure progression this way. Okay? And then we're going to work on prioritizing your to-dos, scratching them off the list as you go. Okay? So now what we've done here is we've created a habit of working on the business from platinum webinar to platinum webinar. 2-hour time frame to listen, add to your to-do list, aggregate to to-do list, in other words, prioritize it, zip it over to your coach within that 2-hour time frame, and then between the next webinar, you're going to be scratching things off. Okay? Now, you're probably wondering, well, when and how am I going to scratch things off of my to-do list? Well, you're going to carve out at least 1 hour a day to work on your business, aren't you? So let me shoot it to you straight. You got 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning. You got 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the morning. Maybe those 2 hours, maybe that 1 hour. But I would start the day out working on your business. Okay, so at least 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, work on your business. So we got the 2 hours every Tuesday as a session to manage your to-do list, add to it, take away. And you've got about an hour a day of routine or alone time for you to work on your business. And you're going to be knocking off the things on your to-do list, on your initiatives list, okay? And based on what happened on your consult with your coach, solving an issue, you're going to be putting the solution into play as well. So can you make it a point to work on your business an hour a day? If you don't, it's going to be real difficult to get much to change for you. So working on your business versus in it. Okay, working on the business is knocking out the things on your to-do list, your initiatives list, and whatever the solution was to an issue. At least an hour a day, 5 days a week, at least. If you can get 2 hours in, do that. But this is an appointment that is uninterrupted time. So you're not going to have your email on. You're not going to have your cell phone on. You're going to be working on the business. Got it? Awesome. Okay, week 1. Let's see. Let me tell you what should happen this week. Okay. Received your login passwords for CP coaching site and have platinum level access. Okay. How do you know if you have platinum level access? Well, if you go to craigproctorcoaching.com, okay, on the dashboard, which is where we are right now, down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see these OSA training course and ISA training course. If you can see those, you have platinum level access. Okay. All right. Next thing to check, the file libraries. So when I go file library at craigproctorcoaching.com, I can just see all of the platinum libraries. Okay. I've got platinum level access. Okay, good. So that's how that works. All right. Back to the checklist. Receive the fast start binder in order to begin following steps. So if you moved up to platinum at a conference or a meeting, we gave you this fast start binder. If you joined us in between, we probably had to ship you one. Okay, so hopefully you've got that and you've looked at it and you're following the steps. This checklist is in it, by the way, along with the business plan and everything else. Begin first steps at craigproctorcoaching.com. First steps link on the top right dashboard. Complete your business profile if not done yet. So when I go back to craigproctorcoaching.com, on the dashboard, right here, you'll see first steps. You see this? I'm going to click on it. Now, you may be saying, well, why are you telling me this, Todd? Because I got this when I joined coaching. Yes. So, but my speculation is that you never really completed it all fully. You just haven't done everything on the first steps. So Let's finish it up. Where are you? What haven't you done? Where are the deficiencies here? Add it to your to-do list, the things here that you haven't done, okay, on the first steps. That's what that's about. Let's see where you are and what needs to happen next. So there you go. Next, you should have a coaching consult set up to make a quantum leap. You're in platinum now. Things should be different. You have different access to things. And we have a checklist here and a business plan that we should be working towards. So do you have your consult set up yet with your coach? If not, you need to make sure there's one going. Okay, so get that set up ASAP if you haven't. All right, next. We're going to log into the coaching site and we're going to watch the Platinum Orientation Webinar number 1. Platinum Orientation Webinar number 1. That's on the list for you to do this week. So Platinum Orientation number 1, I'll show you where you can find these. If it's okay with you while we're looking at this. You might even call this an orientation webinar, couldn't you? Check this out. I actually have a Platinum Orientation Library right here. Platinum Orientation Library. Right here, Platinum Orientation Library. You see it? Even says library twice. And here we go. Platinum Orientation Webinar number 1. It's right there. So watch it. There's 5 of these, but 1 is what you want to see right now. And if you want to know what it's all about, go watch it. It's an orientation to Platinum. I show you everything is and what's going on and what can you expect. So, all right, next. We gave you a business plan in your binder. It's called the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Business Plan. It's about 55 pages long. Get that thing read. Okay, that's a couple of hour read, if that, by the way. And but that's the business plan. That's the $4 million gross commission income business plan, the $1 million net plus income business plan. That's what it is. Would you like to net over $1 million a year after tax, after expenses, taxable income? Would you like to net that? Okay, well, that's what the business plan is. So obviously you're going to want to read that thing. So it's in your binder, but it's also here in the Platinum Business Plans Library. Okay, let's go there. Right here, Platinum Business Plans Library. I click on it and you'll find it right here. Okay, Platinum Business Plan. See it? Platinum Business Plan, Platinum Business Plan. All right, good. All right, what next? Okay, the follow-up script. Okay, you may be saying, yeah, Todd, I've already got that. Okay, check. That's the idea here. Some of these boxes you're going to have checked off. There's a good chance that you may be 20%, 25%, 10% of the way there already. That's a victory. That's a win. You're already making strides here. But the follow-up script, what you're going to say to people over the telephone, that's a big deal. So what we drill down on here in Platinum is getting really good at the offers, the 4 offers on the callback script. So if you know those 4 offers right now, without looking at the script, you can recite them right off the top of your head. Check that box. But if you do not have all 4 offers memorized on the callback script, you can't really check that off yet. Get them memorized. That'll only take you about an hour's worth of time to memorize those 4 offers. Okay. Now, as you know, we're pioneers in the industry, started by Mr. Craig Proctor. I'm a great copier of the Craig Proctor system, which is why I'm the Platinum coach. Okay, well, core confession. You want to get deeper into this understanding of industry norms and standards. Your biggest issue is programming. Your biggest issue is programming, not implementation. But you've been programmed to believe and do things a certain way. And I gave you the example at the conference, didn't I? That when you're doing your listing presentation, you pull out typically a board form. Why do you do that? Okay, the board form is the opposite of benefits. It works against you. And I gave you an example of a norm and a standard right there that hurts you, and you may not even be aware of it. Your listing agreement doesn't say anything about what you said in your benefits presentation. It has nothing in writing that you just promised them. Plus, you're telling them you're different. And the listing board form, listing agreement, says you're the same as everybody else. So right away, you've got an issue. So the book that you're going to begin reading that Craig and I wrote will introduce you to norms and standards and doing the opposite. So this process is going to continue for the rest of your career, and it's a game changer for you. So that's our core confession. And I want you to begin reading that book. Just read a chapter a night maybe before you go to bed. All right. Create a list of approved vendors to pay for the system and discuss with your coach. Okay. So here's one of your issues. I'm going to give you one of your issues to put on your issues list. How can I use other people's money to pay for access to the system? So if you're paying $15.90 a month for Platinum, how can you use other people's money to fund that? That would be on my issues list. Okay? So you're going to make a list of approved vendors, and we're going to get them to pay for this thing. And if you and your coach can't solve that issue, you got to reach out to me, because this is something that the vast majority of our members who have been in this system for a bit, they all have other people's money coming in to fund this thing. So now you don't have to ever worry about it being a problem for you. Okay? Great. Next, we're going to go to craigproctorcoaching.com, and under the resources tab, we're going to go to session materials, specifically the very first Craig Proctor session, coaching session, your primary aim. So check this out. When you go from from coaching to platinum, and you know that maybe you're 4 months in or 6 months in or 1 month in, I don't know, into coaching, and now you're part of platinum. What Craig does is he decides to go ahead and give you all 21 sessions of the coaching level. He just activates them and you get access to all of them instantly. Okay? So they're all there, again, under resources tab, session materials. See that? All right, good. So the instruction, or the directive, rather, on week 1 is to, let's go back and look at session number 1 and complete the assignments. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, on session number 1, your primary aim and strategic aim, what we're most interested in is the vision for your life and your business, what we call your heart's desire. What do you want that thing to look like in the future? What do you want your future business and life to look like? So in this session are these assignments. So it's on the week 1 checklist. Go back, finish them up, because there's a good chance you haven't done any of them, and there's a good chance that you've done a little bit of them, but there's a great chance that you haven't really completed them all. If you have, then guess what? Check that box off, man. Check. I've already done that. But did you have a discussion with what you want your future to look like with your coach? So let me emphasize this before we wrap up this video. Our job is to help you progress toward your heart's desire. So it's important that me and Craig, your coach, and everybody in our organization here know what that is. If we don't know what your vision is for your future, how are we going to help you achieve it? So that's why it's on the first week. Now we revisit and we revisit and we revisit your vision as we move forward. King Solomon said, "If without a vision, the people perish." Okay, so we're not perishing here. This is a quantum leap system. All right, next. Have you already registered for the next live meeting? Remember, I said conference. I'm calling it a meeting. Are you all set for the next one? So if I go back to craigproctorcoaching.com and I go to schedule, see this right here, and events. The schedule tab in events will have all of the upcoming meetings on it for the near term, the near future. So depending on when you're watching this video, because I'm recording it, in the latter part of 2018, it's going to have a list of events on it. You better be registered for the very next one, okay? And your travel arrangements made and that sort of thing. So that's on the checklist here. Register and attend next Platinum Conference live meeting via coaching site. Schedule events tab. Consider meetings and conferences as not optional. And if you do that, you're going to be great. So that, my friends, is week one. That's week one. Okay, that's it. So carve out at least an hour a day to work on your business. Okay, you've got a checklist here. You're going to be able to knock this out in a week. Okay, some of these things are going to go on your to-do list. Some of these things are going to go on your big initiatives list. All right, and you're already making an issues list. Your coach should have that, and you're going to solve one of those on your next consult. Okay, and if you're moving forward, if you've got now you've got a good idea here of the first week. Hey, trust me, there's marketing and implementation of systems that are coming up in weeks 2 and 3 and 4 and other things. Okay, but remember, we're building a business here. So how we think, what we're working towards, okay, and where we want to get started here, we've done a pretty good job of putting that together for you in the first week. All right, so let's wrap this video up with this. Imagine a door. You guys know how a door swings? You know how a door moves? Okay. At the hinge, the door only moves a little bit when you begin to open it or swing it. It just barely moves. But the other end of the door, where the door knob is in the latch, well, when the hinge moves a little, the door knob and the latch is moving a lot. That's a big swing, even though if you looked at the hinge moving, hardly moving, right? That is what we're doing here. So every week that goes by and you're working towards implementing this system by following these checklists, you're moving the hinge a little bit, but your business, the thing that extends beyond you, trust me, it is moving a lot. And you're going to wake up here in about 6 months. It's going to be, oh my God, look how far I've come toward the progression onto my heart's desire, the vision for my life and business. Okay, guys. So with that, that's going to wrap up this week 1 review, okay, or preview. And if you ever get stuck, if business is not progressing, if you're having problems that you and your coach can't solve, lack of progression is an indication that you've got to do something about it if you're serious about it. So you reach out to me, you reach out to Craig, you reach out to Catherine, you get with your coach and say, hey, we need to bring in some other people here involved in this, but do not let long amounts of time go by without progression. All right, that's what this is all about. Demand it, and you will get it. All right, so with that, go serve big. See ya.